Good day. Today we are going to discuss proteins, classification and structural properties. Introduction. Proteins are the chief substances which constitute the cells of both plant and animal body. Next to water, protein is the most abundant component of the body. It accounts for about 1/6 of the live body weight, out of which a third of it is found in the muscles, a fifth in the bones and cartilage, a tenth in the skin, and the remainder is in the other tissues and body fluids. Compositions. Proteins are extremely complex nitrogenous organic compounds built up by smaller units of structure called amino acids. They contain the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. Most of them contain sulfur and some also contain phosphorus. In addition, some specialized proteins too contain other trace elements like iron, iodine and copper. The presence of nitrogen, about 16%, distinguishes protein from carbohydrate and fat. Protein is more complex than fats and carbohydrates, as the size of the molecules is large and there is a great variation in the units from which it is formed. Proteins are made up of 23 of simpler compounds called amino acids. The amino acids contain an amino basic and an acid carboxyl group in their molecules. The structure of the amino acids may be represented by verifying the grouping R that is attached to the carbon containing the amino group. Many different amino acids are possible. The molecular weight of a protein varies from 13,000 or less to many millions. Structure of protein. Proteins start out life as a bunch of amino acids linked together in a head to tail fashion, the primary sequence. The one dimensional formation contained in the primary amino acid sequence of cellular proteins is enough to guide a protein into its three-dimensional structure. To determine its specificity for interaction with other molecules, to determine its ability to function as an enzyme and to set its stability and lifetime. Primary structure. Proteins are made up of polypeptide chains which are amino acids joined together with peptide bonds. The unique sequence of amino acids that make up a protein or polypeptide chain is called the primary structure. Example protein with a primary structure is hemoglobin and dystrophin. Secondary structure. After synthesis, polypeptide chains are folded or plated into different shapes called their secondary structure. Two common examples of secondary structures are alpha helices and beta plated sheets. Secondary structure is held together by many hydrogen bonds, overall giving the shape great stability. Example keratin. Tertiary structure. The final 3D structure of a protein is its tertiary structure, which pertains to the shaping of the secondary structure. This may involve coiling or plating, often with straight chains of amino acids in between. Tertiary structure is held together by 4 different bonds and interactions like disulfide bonds, ionic bonds, hydrogen bonds and hydrophobic and hydrophilic interactions. Example is ribonuclease. Quaternary structure. Some proteins are made up of multiple polypeptide chains, sometimes with an inorganic component. For example, a heme group in hemoglobin called a prosthetic group. These proteins will only be able to function if all subunits are present. Example collagen. Classification of proteins. As the proteins possess a very complex structure, Their classification also poses a problem, as many categorizations are possible based on physical and chemical properties according to their nutritional qualities and structural properties. 1. Classification according to physical and chemical properties. This classification is subdivided into further 3 groups according to the solubility. Simple proteins. Chemically, these are only amino acids. No additional compounds are present in the molecule. Simple proteins yield only amino acids upon hydrolysis by acids, alkalis or enzymes. Examples are albumins and globulins found within all body cells, keratin, collagen and elastin in supportive tissues of the body and in hair and nails. Conjugated proteins. In these proteins, non-amino acid components are associated with the protein molecule. The non-amino components are called prosthetic groups. They are composed of simple proteins combined with a non-protein substance. Examples are phosphor proteins as in casein in milk, nucleoprotein as protein of the cell nucleus and chromoprobins as hemoglobin. Derived proteins. They are substances resulting from the decomposition of a simple and conjugated proteins as in peptones and peptides. Classification according to nutritional qualities, which is second one. Proteins may be broadly divided into 3 groups in regard to their nutrition value. Complete protein. A complete protein contains essential amino acids to maintain body tissues and to promote a normal rate of growth and is referred as having a high biological value. Examples are egg, milk and meat including poultry and fish proteins. Wheat germ and dried yeast have a biological value approaching that of animal source. Partially complete proteins. They will maintain life, but lack sufficient amounts of some of the essential amino acids necessary for growth. Adults under no physical stress can maintain satisfactory nutrition for indefinite period when consuming sufficient amount of protein from certain cereals or legumes. Totally incomplete proteins. These type of proteins are incapable of replacing or building new tissues and hence cannot support life and promote growth. Gene in corn and gelatin are examples of this type. Third, classification according to structural properties. Proteins can be classified according to their structural properties. This scheme divides proteins into 3 main types: fibrous, globular and membrane proteins. Fibrous proteins. Fibrous proteins are long, narrow molecules having a rod-like structure. These are not soluble in water. Most are involved in forming macroscopic structural elements including keratin and collagen. Fibrous proteins tend to have a structural role, although some have more active functions as well. Examples for fibrous protein: collagen. Collagen is the most abundant protein in mammals, making up 25 to 35% of the total protein in the body. Collagen is a fibrous protein, meaning it takes on an extended rod-like conformation. It is a key structural component of the skin, tendon and bone and contributes great strength to these tissues. Each collagen molecule adopts an extended left-handed helical shape. This is a unique structure that is distinctly different from both the alpha helix and the beta conformation. Collagen polypeptides are organized as left-handed helices in which 3 amino acids occur for turn and the pitch is 0.94 nanometers. Thus, the collagen helix is much more extended than an alpha helix. Individual polypeptides associate in a triple helical supercoil called a collagen rod 3000 angstrom units long, in which the collagen molecules are coiled about each other in a right-handed triple helix. Because the collagen molecules are extended in structure, collagen fibers do not have much ability to strength. The sequence of the collagen polypeptide consists of largely repeats of the form GLY-XY, where X often is proline and Y often is 4-hydroxyproline. Glycine with its small side chain allows the chains within this triple helix to come together closely. In addition, the NH group of glycine forms an interchain hydrogen bond with carboxyl group on a neighboring chain. The hydroxyl group of hydroxyproline also is involved in hydrogen bond stabilization of the triple helix. The synthesis of hydroxyproline requires vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid, and a deficiency of vitamin C causes the disease scurvy, in which symptoms include skin lesions, bleeding gums, etc. Collagen molecules are also cross-linked by linkages involving modified lysine residues. A number of hereditary diseases associated with deficiencies in collagen synthesis and cross-linking have been noted. Some of these allow the skin to be stretched to unusual lengths. Globular proteins. Globular proteins are a diverse class of soluble proteins. Many of the most heavily studied proteins are members of this class of proteins. These proteins more or less spherical in nature. Due to their distribution of amino acids, hydrophobic inside, hydrophilic outside, they are very soluble in aqueous solution. Myoglobin and hemoglobin are an examples of a globular proteins. Globular proteins are further classified based on the type of secondary structure present. All alpha proteins that contain only in some exceptional instances there may be isolated beta sheets. Alpha helical secondary structure. Myoglobin is an example of an all alpha proteins. All beta protein that contains only in some exceptional instances there may be isolated alpha helices. Beta sheet secondary structure. Tenascin is an example of all beta proteins. Alpha/beta proteins that contain alternating alpha helical and beta sheet secondary structure elements. Triose phosphate isomerase is an example of an alpha/beta protein. This structure is known as a Tim barrel. The alternating helical and sheet segments form a closed barrel like structure. Alpha plus beta. In these proteins, the alpha helical and beta sheet regions occur in independent regions of the molecule. Ribonuclease A is an example of an alpha plus beta protein. Examples of globular proteins. Globular proteins comprise the most varied type of proteins. Globular proteins are soluble in aqueous solution. To achieve this, globular proteins generally have polar residues on the surface and the hydrophobic residues on the interior. Globular proteins frequently have stable structures that lend themselves to structure determination. This means that more three-dimensional structural information is available on globular proteins than for all other classes of proteins combined. Myoglobin and hemoglobin. Myoglobin and hemoglobin are the oxygen carrying proteins found in the muscles and erythrocytes respectively. Myoglobin and hemoglobin are some of the best characterized proteins at the structural level, and they are excellent models for demonstration of protein structure function principles. Myoglobin is a globular monomeric protein. It is somewhat unusual in being predominated by a alpha helical structure. In fact, the fold of the peptide consists of 8 alpha helical segments with no beta structure. Hemoglobin is a tetrameric protein composed of 2 alpha and 2 beta chains, that is, it has an alpha 2 beta 2 structure organization. The folds of each type of chain are nearly superimposable with that of myoglobin. In the quaternary structure of a hemoglobin, the 4 chains are located at the corners of a tetrahedron. Each alpha chain tightly contacts a beta chain, making the protein behaves essentially as if it were an alpha beta 2 dimer. Myoglobin and each of the hemoglobin chain contain a tightly bound molecule of heme. Heme is called a prosthetic group after prosthesis and is the oxygen binding moiety of these proteins. In general, prosthetic groups are organic molecules that are required for the function of a protein. Oxygen binds to an ferric ion located in the center of the heme group. The heme group is located within an hydrophobic cleft in myoglobin and in each type of hemoglobin chain. 2 histidines in the polypeptides interact with the heme iron. When oxygen is bound to the heme, both proteins become a bright red color, membrane proteins. These are proteins which are in association with lipid membranes. Those membrane proteins that are embedded in the lipid layer have a extensive hydrophobic amino acids that interact with the non-polar environment of the bilayer interior. Membrane proteins are not soluble in aqueous solution. These proteins are much less well understood than those of other classes because they are difficult to purify and study. Examples of membrane proteins. Membrane proteins comprise a unique class of proteins. For membrane proteins, a significant region of the protein must be stable in a hydrophobic environment. This is typically achieved by having non-polar side chains on specific surface regions of the protein. Because of this exposed hydrophobic surface and because many membrane proteins are destabilized by removal from the membrane, most membrane proteins are difficult to work with. As a result, structural information is available for only a relatively small number of these proteins, although new techniques have allowed 3-dimensional structure determination for increasing numbers of membrane proteins in the last few years. An example of a membrane protein is cytochrome C oxidase is one of the more important membrane proteins. It is the protein that donates electrons to oxygen in the electron transport chain. Cytochrome C oxidase is therefore the primary oxygen utilization enzyme in aerobic organisms. Its importance stimulated the series of studies that resulted in the solution of its 3-dimensional structure. The region of the cytochrome C oxidase protein that interacts with the membrane is readily visible in the structural representation. In the figure, yellow residues are non-polar, light blue residues are polar. Blue residues have basic side chains and red residues have acidic side chains. Note the band of non-polar residues across the center of the protein. Also note that the region is predominantly alpha helical. This is because alpha helices satisfy all of the hydrogen bonding requirements of the peptide backbone regardless of the polarity of an environment. General functions of proteins. Enzymes catalyze most biochemical reactions. Binding of substrate depends on specific non-covalent interactions. Example, amylase converts starch to simple sugar. Membranes receptor proteins signal to the cell interior when a ligand binds. Transport and storage. For example, hemoglobin transports oxygen in the blood and ferritin stores iron in the liver. Structure and support. Collagen, which forms a matrix of the skin, ligaments, tendons and bones. Collagen and keratin are important structural proteins. Motion. Actin, a muscle protein responsible for muscle contraction. Actin and myosin form contractile muscle fibers. Casein and ovalbumin are nutritional proteins providing amino acids for growth. Antibodies, globular proteins that recognize foreign microbes. The immune system depends on antibody proteins to combat infection. Regulation, hormones which serve as intracellular messengers. Example, insulin, blood glucose regulation or blood sugar regulation. Regulatory proteins such as transcription factors bind to and modulate the functions of other molecules, for example, DNA.
To summarize, amino acids are building blocks of proteins that are chief constituents of our body. Their molecular weights differ greatly. Structurally, these are primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary compounds made up of peptide bond and their orientation. But these are classified according to their nutritional qualities, physical, chemical and structural properties. These proteins play an essential roles in metabolism, development and growth of all living organisms including plants. Thank you.